Right, good evening. Dr. Walu here in the building. We are at Phoenix. I'm with Clyde, and we are getting ready to go live on radio. We are on Ask a Man segment, and we're discussing something that's very, very interesting. You gotta stay logged on as you tune in, share the video as well. Lots of learning to do, lots of discussion to have. Praying that somebody will catch something that will be able to help them, with this issue of love and relationships. It's something that is very, very critical, and we ought to keep discussing and sharing information so that we build each other up in this area. So you are very, very welcome. Let me know where you're watching from as you tune in, and feel free to contribute as well. And I'll let you in on what we're discussing. What does it really mean to be wife or husband material? Alright, that's what we're discussing today. What does it mean to be wife or husband material? And the thinking basically is, people that are getting married today, are they really getting married to people who are wife material? Are they really getting married to guys who are husband material? And I know a lot of times we talk about wife material, but what about husband material? Alright, so that's the angle we are taking. Let me know where you're watching from, and give me your advance comments as well. Husband material, wife material. Are people really being prepared enough for marriages today? And what does it mean to be husband material? What does it mean to be wife material? Jacob Njovu, thank you so much for tuning in from Chingola. God richly bless you. Please, let's get interactive. Let's share information. Let's share data. Let's learn together. All right. Yeah. So we should be getting on in the next few minutes. Naomi, all right. God bless you, watching from McKinney. God richly bless you. The discussion or topic tonight is, what does it mean to be husband or wife material? And a second question following that up is, are people today getting married to wife material or husband material? All right. Or we're talking preparation for marriage. Are people really getting ready for marriage today? All right. Are people really prepared for the marriage situation when people are getting married? So please let me know what your advanced thoughts are. And guess what? I'm gonna read some of the comments that you put up. In fact, if not all of the comments that you put up, we're gonna get to read them on radio so that people know what you have to say about the subject. Christopher, thank you for tuning in, sir. Husband wife material. What does it mean to be husband material? All right, I know, Christopher, you're husband material, so let me know what makes you husband material. All right, let me know. Okay, so that's the subject of discussion tonight. Okay, that's a nice song in the background.
Yeah.
Who's this?
Wesley.
This is Wesley.
Yeah.
Wesley's leaving. Wesley's leaving. She's good.
Yeah.
She knows her stuff. There are some people that are natural. I don't know how to put it. They are musical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Gifted.
Yes, that's what I was looking to say. Yeah, she's one of those. Husband material, wife material. That's what we're talking about today. What does it really mean to be husband material? What does it really mean to be wife material? All right, that's what we're discussing. So please share your thoughts and share your contributions this evening. All right. Yeah. All right, and the other favor you can do me, please, As you log on, share this video on your wall. All right, share this video in a group so that people will be able to log on and join into the broadcast as well. All right.
Keep it locked on Phoenix FM 99.9.
Good morning, darling.
What is so good about it? I did not sleep a wink all night.
Let me hear your thoughts.
Mosquitoes. We really need to do
What
something
does
about
it
I
mean
agree.
to be husband material? What does it mean
Amalgamated
to be
steel.
wife
Yes, they
material?
offer a wide
Let
range
me
of
hear
ice
your
creams,
thoughts.
which can be made to measure to fit our windows and doors.
All right.
Amalgamated Steel, your reliable supplier of top
People today marrying people who are marriage material, or people are just marrying anyhow. All right, as long as it's the opposite sex, as long as she has a beautiful face, as long as he has a six-pack, as long as he's driving a car, as long as he has money, you know, what does it mean? How do you know somebody is marriage material? How do you know that she is wifey material? Alright, so that's our discussion tonight. Alright, so Naomi Piri, watching from Kapiri, God bless you. Thank you for tuning in as well. Alright, it's gonna be a beautiful show. Amazing things that we are discussing today. Alright. And just to give you a rationale around this subject, I noticed that not so many people think about this kind of things. Sometimes people tend to feel like, or you know, the person will become better after you marry them, you know. But that begs the question, do people really change after marriage? So can somebody change from being you know, not being wife material and then in the marriage become marriage material? And you know, can somebody learn to be marriage material after marriage? Should marriage be the what you call it, the learning ground, or to become marriage material? Or you know, and that's a whole conversation we want to have. But the beginning point is, what does it really mean to be marriage material? I'm sure you've heard people say that. Marriage material, you know, this girl is marriage material. Ladies don't use it much for guys, but there's that discussion as well. Is a guy marriage material? All right. What does it mean when people put it that way, or when people say that? That's a conversation we want to have tonight. And please contribute to this subject. Make it fun, so that we're able to learn together. All right, so that we're able to learn together. I was saying, Christopher, you are marriage material. All right, so tell us, Christopher, what makes you marriage material? All right, what you are husband material. I know that because I know you. All right, but what makes you husband material? All right, yeah, that is the conversation. We haven't passed 25, 21.
Yeah, we're just finishing. This song we're going in.
Oh, okay, after the song we're going in. Awesome. All right. So Elvin from Kanyama, thank you for tuning in as well. God bless you. Everybody that's tuning in, let me know where you're watching from. All right. Let me know where you're watching from. Yeah. Because I mean, you know, people use this term, eh?
Yeah.
No, she's wifey material.
Yeah.
But
The most common is wife material.
wife material.
Yeah.
Not so many people use as husband
Husband
material.
material.
Maybe they discuss. Sometimes we don't hear them. You know.
They do discuss. They do discuss.
Yeah.
But for men, most they'll ask, what does it do?
Uh-huh.
There's always that attachment to it.
Uh-huh.
What does it do?
I tell you. for I guess the issue is the most attractive thing, I guess, in terms of the questions that women would ask about a guy is to see how much he earns, where does he work, things like that.
Things like that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we're going live.
Awesome. So we're going live on radio.
Abochungu, Extra Time is the title of this one here. The night show is what you are listening to, and my name is Clyde. And Dr. Pastor Walu is here for Ask a Man. Good evening, Pastor Dr. Walu. How are you doing?
I am good. How
Good
are
to
you?
have you. Good to have you.
Yeah.
I'm well, thank you. I'm well. Can't complain.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We're in the month of love.
Month of love. Oh my God. Love
Yeah,
is
they
in
call
the
it.
air.
Yeah.
Achina mutima wa vomera.
Yes.
I need that track.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need that track. I hope I can download it somewhere online. You know, but sounds like a good track. It's the first time I'm hearing it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
yeah.
then Abel Chungo is a friend of mine, and I love his music. So
Yeah,
that's a beautiful song.
It's an awesome song.
Yeah.
I listened to it a couple of days ago for the first time. I was blown away.
Awesome.
Yeah, beautiful song. So are you preparing something for Pastor Michelle?
Definitely. We're ni mwambo. Definitely. You know, definitely we will be doing something.
Okay.
I don't want to divulge because she might just be watching right now, and you know, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. But yeah, definitely, I always make it a point to celebrate her, to show her much love. You know, my intention is by the time I'm done writing love songs for her, I will have a full album of just her songs.
Yeah.
You know, with the music that I've done, and I keep talking about bringing that music.
And
You
I'm
know,
still waiting.
2 albums, and each one of those albums has a love song for her in there. So I'm hoping to do a bit more. I wish I had some studio time this year to go in the studio and, you know, just put up one very quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, love is in the air.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. So we're looking at something very interesting tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are talking, of course, we are talking smart love.
Yeah.
And tonight we are asking, what does it mean to be husband or wife material?
Exactly.
Mm.
What does it really mean to be husband or wife material? Now we know that the term wife material has been used a lot. And we were saying in the background how that maybe even the women talk to us or talk about us as husband material or, you know, not husband material. We don't know. But tonight we want to find out what does it really mean when we say somebody is wife material or somebody is husband material. And maybe seconding to that, maybe the questions that we want to think about is, so people who get married, do all of the people that get married marry people who are wife material or marry people who are husband material? And are people prepared enough for marriage when they're getting into marriage, or people just enter, it doesn't matter as long as I'm married? You know, those are some of the things that we want to talk about tonight. But allow me today to start with a verse from the Bible. Some people have not understood this, but I want to highlight this verse because even for a person who is a Christian, this is really important. Proverbs 18 verse 22, it says, he who finds a true wife, and I'm reading from the Amplified Version, he who finds a true wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. Now, it says he who finds a wife, meaning at the point that you are finding, she's already a wife. And a lot of people don't get that. So a woman does not necessarily become a wife after you marry her. Meaning wife material. She is marriage material at the point that you're finding her. So it says he who finds a wife, not he who finds a girlfriend, not he who finds a chica. He who finds a wife finds a good thing. So when you are being found, you must be wifey material or husband material at that point. And so Clyde, we're also streaming live on Facebook. For those of you that are listening and you want to watch the video live, it's Dr. Walu on Facebook. Look for Dr. Walu on Facebook and you can stream. And we already have a lot of people that are logged on. Jacob Njovu in Chingola, Naomi in Makeni, Christopher watching from Choma, another Naomi Piri from Kapiri Mposhi. We have Elvin Johnson watching from Kanyama. Jacob Njovu, Fatumatam Kelabai, and many others that are tuned in right now.
They can also leave contributions on them.
Exactly, and we already have one contribution, by the way, if I can read it out. Someone says, for one to be called a wife or husband material, one should be able to fix, pray, motivate, build, respect, understand, care, and forgive one another. Okay, this is Naomi. And Jacob says many people say husband or wife marriage material in the sense that the man has to be stable and have a stable job, caring and respectful in this applies. So those are the contributions so far that are coming in. Very, very, very interesting.
Very interesting. And if you want to contribute as well, feel free. It's 0211 226841. That's 226841. You can call us, or if you want to contribute via WhatsApp, our WhatsApp line is 0978 895 895. 0978 895 895. We are asking a question tonight. What does it mean to be husband or wife material? What does it really mean to be husband or wife material?
Yeah. And so the reason why this question is very critical, Clyde, is I noticed today that we have a generation which is an instant generation. What does that mean? It means we have a generation that is not very awake or not very responsive to the fact that decisions and choices have consequences. So this generation does not fear consequences. You know what I mean? You know, and a lot of people get into relationships without thinking fully what does it really mean to enter into a marriage setup. Now, hear it from a married man. I will tell you, marriage is really not for people that are unprepared. It's not for people that are not prepared. Marriage also is not for the immature. Marriage is not for people that are not ready for it. It demands a lot, and if you are not positioned well, it can take you off balance. And sometimes I suspect these are the people that end up beginning to think, oh, marriage is a bad thing. No, it's not a bad thing. Probably you entered into it unprepared. And those are some of the issues. I really feel too many people today are not fully prepared, or they're not prepared enough for marriage. You know, and which begs the question that I'm even asking tonight, because I'm saying, so the people that are getting married today, is everybody that's getting married really marriage material? And then having said that, so what are the impacts of entering into a marriage when you're not marriage material? You know, and I'm hoping we can have discussion surrounding that. Elizabeth Zulu is tuned in from Mufulira. I'm hoping a few people could call in so that we set the ball rolling discussing this discussion. I have a few pointers that I want to give, and some points that I want to churn out so that we discuss this fully. But I would like to hear also what people think about this particular subject.
All right, so once again, feel free, 226841 if you want to contribute. If you have any contribution, if you have any question, 226841. And on WhatsApp, 0978-895-895. This is Ask a Man on the night show right here on Phoenix FM with Dr. Walu. Let's take a short break.
Awesome. So guys, please feel free get in touch. Let me know what your thoughts are, because this is your program, this is your conversation. We want to know what you think. All right, Elizabeth, thank you for tuning in, and I take cognizance, Naomi, for your contribution. You know, so one should be able to fix, pray, motivate, build, respect, understand, care, and forgive one another. Okay, so what does it really mean to be wife material? What does it mean to be husband material? All right, that's a conversation we're having tonight. All right, that's a conversation we're having tonight. I've got quite a lot of things that I want to run through and what it means. All right, but I want to hear your thoughts before I get into the material that I do have to share tonight.
Like us on Facebook.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
All right.
Phoenix FM Zambia. Phoenix FM Zambia.
Oh, great. Lafe, that's a great contribution.
Welcome back. This is the night show right here on Phoenix FM, and in the studio I have with me Dr. Walu, and on the show tonight we are discussing wife material or husband material. What does it really mean? All right.
Yeah.
All right. So feel free. 226841. That's 226841. 0978-895-895. That's our WhatsApp line. Welcome back to the program, Dr. Walu.
Thank you. I have a great contribution from Lafe on Facebook, on the page Dr. Walu. Lafe says, maybe to answer the question, we must first define what or who is a husband or wife. And I think that's a very, very good beginning point. You know, and I'll give you a very biblical basis in terms of definitions, and I will tell you the word husband, some people may not know, the word husband means protector and provider. All right, the word husband means protector and provider.
Okay.
All right, the word wife talks about one who submits and one who supports. All right, so you get the one who is a protector and a provider, and then you get the other one who is a submissive person and a supporter to the one who protects and provides. So basically, to define those two, Lafe, that's what a husband is: protector and provider. A wife, somebody who submits and supports the husband. All right, so those are the definitions. It's very, very critical, Clyde, that we go through this and help people to understand, because like I said, a lot of people enter marriage unprepared. As a matter of fact, the question I was asking myself as I was coming, you know, for the show, I was asking to say, you know, are we, you know, the people in the forefront of counseling people and getting people married, are we doing enough to counsel people into marriages? I'll tell you what I noticed is that we have a lot of crash courses that happen. People are not prepared enough. You know, when they go for counseling, you'll find that they just go through this 1 week marriage counseling, you know, and then people get married after that. But the question is 1 week enough to prepare you for a decision that you're gonna have to live with for the rest of your life? You know, is 2 weeks enough to go through this 2 weeks crash course? Is it enough for you to be able to be ready for this institution called marriage? And so marriage is not a small thing. It's a huge decision that, you know, unfortunately you can't go back on. You can't decide if it's a mistake, I'll come out of it. You can't easily come out of it. So when you make the decision, you have made the decision, and you have to stick with that decision. So you know, and people that try to bail out, I've always said divorce is not a good thing. Divorce leaves you worse than you were in a bad marriage. So it's like, you know, bad marriage, then divorce. You know, it's really, really bad. So if you come out of it again, you are never the same. You know, it damages you, it really hurts you. So those are some of the things that we need to converse through tonight. I have a contribution from Kwabu. Kwabu is in the US, and Kwabu says, good evening, Kwabu. Marriage needs someone to be fully prepared psychologically from the onset. A lot of marriages nowadays are based on what each partner can get from the union, based on material things. love in most marriages is like non-existent. Then again, we get those that are fully committed to the sacrament of marriage. Okay, very, very powerful contribution, and exactly what I was saying. It's very, very tricky today because a lot of people just rush into marriage without realizing the importance of these aspects that we're talking about. And again, we have some people that do enter marriage because of maybe they made a mistake, because a man made you pregnant, you know, or because you have trapped this guy because you gave him a baby, you know, or situations like that, you know, where marriage is not something that has been soberly prepared for, and people just find themselves there. So Kwabu says 3 months marriage counseling should be enough to prepare a couple. All right, she says 3 months should be enough. These days, Kwabu, we have people that do counseling 1 week, you know, 2 weeks, you know, and then they get married, you know, hoping that within that 2 weeks you'll be able to learn all the tenets of marriage, which I think is not enough.
What do you advise couples? How long the duration of the counseling? How long should it be?
Well, I want to agree with Kwabu that 3 months for me should be a minimum. 3 months should be a minimum. You know, of marriage counseling, and we're talking marriage counseling here. You know, maximum for me 6 months. You know, at least you need 3 to 6 months of intensive coaching, intensive counseling on, you know, proper premarital counseling is 3 to 6 months. Not the shortcuts we see today. Sometimes the shortcuts are as a result, or maybe people are trying to hide the fact that it will be embarrassing if they know that their daughter is pregnant. So before the pregnancy shows, fast, get married. But all of those shortcuts eventually get to affect a lot of marriages out there. And I think as a result of that, you find that the first 3 to 5 years of most marriages are very turbulent, and some of them don't even reach 3 years. You hear they were married for 1 month and they have divorced. They are married for, you know, 5 months and they have let go. It's just been less than a year of getting married and they have let each other off. Why? Because there was no adequate preparation that went in there. You know, the tricky thing with marriage is sometimes your hormones can deceive you. People look forward to the idea of, you know, beginning to have sex, you know, legal sex. They get so engrossed with that idea and so, you know, taken by that concept that they forget that sexual relationships are really a small percentage of what love and relationships are all about. So people don't realize that, but that's a real deal. All right, so probably let me start getting into the meat of what I want to talk about today. You know, please feel free to contribute. Facebook, the page is Dr. Walu. You go to Dr. Walu on Facebook, you'll find the video going, and you can share your thoughts so that we do share, you know, and let people know what you think. Maybe we give the line again as well.
All right, 0978-895-895. That's our WhatsApp line. Or 226841 if you want to call. 226841 0211 226841.
All right, so let me go through where does this whole journey of being marriage material begin. I think that I want to address that. You know, where does this whole journey of being somebody who is proper and ready for marriage begin? I want to begin with the men. All right, so the first part of you being ready for marriage is actually preparation for manhood. Because as I've said before, and I'll continue to say, marriage is not for boys, it's for men. All right, it's for men. And so if you are not somebody who's prepared as a man to be a real man, a proper man, then you are disqualified, or you disqualify yourself from even thinking about this institution of marriage. So what makes a man is the question I want to answer. I know Lafe talked about us considering defining a husband, but before we talk husband, we must talk man. Who is a proper man? And I'm hoping some lady out there will be able to catch something and be able to assess whether they have a proper man in their lives, all right, or whether their boyfriend is a proper man as we are defining it. Number one, a man who is proper is responsible. We got a few contributions of somebody who was talking about somebody who is stable. Stability is a result of responsibility. What do we mean a man who's responsible? We are talking about a man who's able to take care of themselves, a man who's able to manage the affairs of their own lives, a man who's able to handle their business. I always say, as a man, if you can't take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of somebody's daughter? If you don't love yourself, how are you going to love somebody's daughter? If you can't groom yourself and keep yourself well, how are you going to groom and keep somebody's daughter? That is very important. So if your husband, your boyfriend is not able to take care of themselves, then how in the world are they going to be able to take care of you? So responsibility is the number one indicator that someone is a man. All right, and the conversation begins there. So number one, responsibility. Number two, a proper man is accountable. What do I mean by that? Accountability is very, very critical in terms of manhood, because you know that somebody is proper by the way they are answerable to the community, answerable to parents, answerable to family, answerable in all aspects. If you find a man you are dating, but he doesn't want you to know where he stays, he doesn't want you to know where he works, he doesn't want you to meet his family members, he doesn't want you to meet his sisters, his brothers, you don't know these things about this man, and yet you're in a relationship with them, there's a lack of accountability there. And anybody who is a real proper man will be able to tell you, look, this is the church where I go, this is my pastor, this is my job, this is where I stay, this is my home, my parents live here, my kid sister lives here, my elder brother lives here. That accountability system for them to be able to, now why am I saying them being able to review those things? Because they put you at a position where they are ready for you to see how these people see them. So they're not scared to hear what the pastor has to say about them to you. They're not scared to hear what the young sister has to say about them, to you. So if you are able to know who the young sister is, and the young sister will be able to tell you the truth about them, if you're able to know the friends that they have, close and far, the workmates that they have, then you'll be able to know that this person is accountable. So if a man has no accountability around him, then he is not proper in terms of manhood yet. He's still growing up. Now, all of these things that we are saying are not a crime. Being irresponsible, let me say that carefully, just means you're not ready for certain things. If you're not accountable like that, it just means you're not ready for this. And that's not a crime. We're just saying, if you're like that, stay away from marriage. Because marriage is not, you can't, look, right now my wife knows where I am, and immediately I'm done here, she's expecting me at home. It is proper accountability. So I cannot make any move without her knowing. I cannot just do anything I want anyhow. We say if you're a married man, you must behave married. What are we talking about? You must be marriage material. So a married man will not just behave like a single man. And what do we mean when we say don't behave like a single man? We mean a lack of responsibility. You can do anything you want. You cannot work if you want. You can work if you want. You can make money or not make money. You're not responsible, really. Or a man who's not accountable, where they can be anywhere, go anywhere and do what they want. But such people, like we're saying, must stay away from marriage. It's not for you yet. All right, you're not yet there in terms of manhood. The third thing, Clyde, is economic independence. Now that's very critical. Now let me put it very straight for those that are listening. If y'all still driving your daddy's car and you're living under your daddy's roof and you want to play house with somebody's daughter, that is not allowed. That is not allowed. You are spending money that you did not earn. You are driving a car you did not buy. You are living in a house where your father is renting and all of that, and then you feel you are ready to take on a wife. That is not correct. So the whole thing of economic independence is very, very critical. So now, all of these things I'm saying, ladies that are listening, you need to pay extra attention, because this forms the basis for you to be able to tell if somebody is marriage material. And you can't be marriage material if you are not man enough. All right. So economic independence, at least be at a place where you are able to rent your own home. We're not talking about, you may be in business, you know, you may be hustling your way, and that's good. But the issue is, are you able to make your own money? You may have a stable job, like some people said. Are you able to earn an income? Because why would you want to get somebody's daughter to bring them in your house? You can't pay rent. You can't even have enough money to put food on the table. Nishu, are you bringing somebody to make them suffer? You know what I mean? So for me, that's not proper. That's not proper. If you are not yet ready like that, stay away from marriage until you are ready. And like we have said, Clyde, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing. It just means you're still on your way. And ladies, if you find a guy who's like that, please give them space to grow. He might be cute and all, but give him room to grow. He's not ready. You know, don't now make him your baby daddy. You know what I mean? Because he's being kept. He's a grade 12, for God's sake. And you are, no, he's handsome. Yes, he's handsome, but he's not ready for the responsibility that comes with handling a woman. Go for a proper man. Find a man who's ready for you. You know, we must correct that. So, number 1, responsibility. Number 2, accountability. Number 3, economic independence. Number 4, the ability to take care of yourself. Now, that's very important, Clyde, because I've seen it. There are people that may even be responsible and accountable and even have money because they work somewhere. But there are certain people that just can't take care of themselves. How do you know? If you look at where they stay, if you look at how they live, if you look at the state of their lives, you even wonder to say, this guy, he has everything, but he's just not proper in his thinking. He can't take care of himself. You know, if you are that way, it's very, very important, because marriage is not where you bring somebody to start taking care of you. And we need to get that concept correct. Marriage is about giving what you have. It's not just about taking, it's about giving. That's very, very critical. So, responsibility number 1, accountability number 2, economic independence number 3, the ability to take care of yourself number 4. Number 5 is leadership. Now, let me back up a little bit and talk about, you know, I say the husband is a protector and provider. Primarily, a husband's role is to provide, not just provide money or food. The number 1 role of a husband is to provide leadership. Now, what does leadership mean? It may mean you have a low income, you are earning little money, and you have this woman in your life who earns more money than you. But because you are a husband, you provide leadership in that home to an extent where both of you and your whole family begins to do very well. Why? Because the source of the leadership is proper. It's not always that you will find that the man has a better job than the woman. Sometimes there are scenarios where the woman has better job, the woman has more money, but if the man has the ability for leadership, then you have a proper home. Then you have a secure husband. You know, I've known of situations where a man will tell the wife, I don't want you to work. You are a woman. Me, I'm the man. I think that is insecurity. Okay, it means you have a man who's not a good leader. You know, a man should not be intimidated when the wife is driving a better car. A man should not be intimidated when the wife is more educated. A man should not be intimidated by any of that because he's raw. No matter how the wife is educated, no matter how much money the wife has, his role as a man is to provide leadership. So if he's able to lead her, it doesn't matter how advanced she is. She is your wife, you know. But where does that begin? It begins with being a man. So the challenge I have tonight for people is, let's check ourselves, guys. Yes, you have a chick, but are you a real man? Because if you're not a real man, you are not ready for marriage. Then you're not marriage material. All right? So I can go on, but I thought we should handle the guys first.
All right, let's take a short break. When we come back,
we'll come and deal with the women.
All right, this is the night show right here on Phoenix FM. Dr. Walu is here, and feel free to contribute 0978-895-895 or 226841.
So people tell me,
Good about it.
is
I did not
your
sleep
man a
awake
real
all
man?
night.
I've given you that
Those
criteria.
rabid mosquitoes.
Is he
We really
responsible?
need to do something about
Is he
it.
accountable? Is he economically independent? Does he have leadership skills? Is he able to take care of himself? All right. It all begins there. Because if you're a boy, we can't even talk about being marriage material. All right. You have to be a man. Marriage materials, in other words, are men. Okay, and proper manhood has to come in. What do you think, Clyde? About this criteria?
Yo. Okay. Yo, I like the way you Topolola,
Yeah.
the man.
Yeah. Because sometimes, you know, we get these. Yeah, he can be cute, driving the father's car.
What's inside?
But that's not manhood, that's boyhood.
If you're looking for
You see, boys do that. Children, boys that are being taken care of, they do that. You know, but a man takes responsibility. I remember when I was about to get married, my dad told me, I was living in a one-bedroom house. He told me, as long as you're living in a one-bedroom house, you're not getting married. You need to get at least a two-bedroom house, because you're not going to make somebody's daughter come and suffer in any way. And Clyde, I had to get a two-bedroom house, you know, and then I was allowed to get married. You know, so those are the things, you know.
The bed specialist.
Yeah.
Elmo Kuka here. Elmo Kuka gone.
So, friends, let me know what you think.
Beautiful people, Elmo Kuka, Elmo Kuka here. Remember to
We're discussing very tough things here, but necessary things. I feel like a lot of guys need to man up.
Very true.
Yeah.
Eight minutes after 22, and we are still on Ask a Man. And tonight we are asking you, what does it really mean to be a wife or husband material? Feel free to contribute 226841 if you want to call 226841. That's 0211 226841. And if you want to send your contribution, your question via WhatsApp, our WhatsApp line is 0978 895 895. There's a contribution here.
Yeah.
It says, a husband or wife material is someone who's mature enough. He or she should know what they are going themselves into. Don't get married just because of age, but get married because you are ready to take the responsibility.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's exactly what we're talking about. If you allow me, I want to get to describing
Please.
womanhood, because again, you can't be proper wife material if you're not a proper woman.
Can I take a call?
Sure.
All right. Good evening. You're through to Phoenix. I'm well, thank you. And how are you? All right. What's your name, sir? Nicholas. Please go ahead with your question or contribution. Mhm. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nicholas. How long have you been married so far?
Wow.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
Very nice. Awesome.
All right. Nicholas, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contribution for your call tonight. All right. 0978-895-895 0211-2268 for one if you want to call 0211-2268 for one. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I want to move and talk about real womanhood. All right, now all of these subjects I'm discussing are quite wide, and they're things that need a lot of time to discuss. But I want to touch on some things that I think are very, very critical. And remember, we're talking about getting to define somebody who's wife material and who is husband material. And like we're saying, it begins first of all by you being a proper man. And then also now I want to talk about what does it mean to be a woman. I'm talking about womanhood. Very, 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 very critical. Number one on the list is understanding yourself. Every woman must know who she really is. I'm afraid we have a lot of girls that have gotten into a relationship out of identity crisis. A lot of women that do not understand what love really is about, and they just get in a relationship or they start getting into this very, very serious courtship, and yet they don't understand who they really are as an individual. I want a woman to understand tonight that if you don't understand yourself, you are putting yourself or positioning yourself for abuse, because you will not know whether when you're being treated right according to your worth or when you're being treated wrong according to your worth, because you just don't know who you are. All right, so the issue of understanding yourself is very important. Women that don't understand themselves suffer a lot of esteem issues. All right, they suffer a lot of esteem issues. These are the people that sometimes a woman will not feel beautiful enough, a woman will not feel proper enough, and then you get this man who begins to realize to say you are very insecure. He begins to realize you have no idea what you're doing with your life, you have no idea who you really are, and they begin to capitalize and take advantage of you. Why? Because you don't know your worth. If you don't know the value of a thing, you will not know how to treasure it. But I know that if there's a diamond somewhere, it's always stored behind closed doors and glasses, and the protection and security around there is very tight. Why? Because it's a diamond. And I know that if you're just looking at a mere stone, you can kick a stone because it's a stone, but who is supposed to know whether you are a stone or a diamond? It's you as a woman. So if you know your value, you know your worth, you are not going to allow any man to touch you anyhow. You're gonna tell them, put a ring on it before you touch me, put a ring on it before you kiss me. Why? Because you know your value, you know your worth. You're not somebody that's going to be played around with or toyed around with. You're not going to have your heart broken. Why? Because you know your value as a woman. I'll tell you, that's the number one thing for me. I see that a lot of women don't know who they are. And that's a problem. In my days when I was dating, before I met my wife, when I was looking for a wife, Clyde, it was so serious, and people don't understand this, and sometimes it can sound funny, but I'll share a bit of what I used to do. I would pick 4 ladies, and one of them I'm targeting her. I want her for to be my chick. You know what I mean? I want her to be my girlfriend, but I'll not tell her. So I'll pick her and 3 of her other friends, and I'll be like, you know what? Let's go for lunch. And I'll put up little tests. For example, we'll go to eating place, and I'll say, there is the menu. What do you want to eat? And if the girl answered anything, immediately for me that was a turn off. Okay, because if a girl says anything, you ask her something I don't know, that being unsure for me was a huge turnoff, because at the point that you're getting married, you don't need a girl who doesn't know who she is, what she's doing with herself, where she's going, what is good for her. You know, there are women that don't know their favorite color. There are women that don't know their favorite perfume. There are women that do not understand what they like and what they hate themselves. You know, they're still discovering themselves. Now, again, are we saying is it bad to be like that? No. It just means you are far from marriage. Take time to know yourself. Know what your favorite food is. Know what your favorite clothes are, what your colors are. Know what looks good on you. Know if, you know, low-cut jeans or whatever type of jeans look good on you. Know if you're a skirt person or a slack person. Know all of those things about you. Know, understand your hair, do your body structure. Understand everything about yourself. Then you can begin to relate with somebody and begin to talk about issues of marriage. So, point number 1 is understanding yourself. Number 2, home management. A proper woman, now y'all ladies can challenge me, but I am telling you, a proper woman cannot lack home management skills. It's, as a woman, you must pride yourself in being able to manage your home. And you don't learn how to manage your home after you're married. No, it's a skill that you learn as you are growing into womanhood. So every woman should strive to learn how to cook. Basic. Every woman should strive to learn how to keep a clean home. Basic. Every woman should be able to learn how to wash clothes and just manage the home. Now, we're not saying you're coming to slave for the man. Because, you know, Clyde, I'm a kind of man who I'm able to cook, I'm able to clean, I'm able to wash clothes, I'm able to do, even now, up to now, in my home, I still cook, I still wash clothes, I'll still mop the floor as a man, married. So we're not saying you're coming to slave, but here is the deal. If you're coming to marry a person like Dr. Walu, who knows how proper Shima should be, and then you are coming with no skill, we are married, and then now you are failing to cook Shima for me, you're going to cause rift in marriage. Okay? You're going to cause that. So every woman should have ability for home management. You learn that from grade, I think there's home management in grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, home economics, they call it. You know, that is not just so that you just get a paper and pass grade 7. No, it's very, very important for you to be able to manage that, to have a strategy, because that creates a foundation for you in terms of how you're going to manage your home. It's very critical. I always give this example when I'm talking about this, Clyde. I always talk about 3 girls who are sisters, okay? So, one of them is always washing clothes and one of them is always cooking, you know, and the other 2 will fight. No, it's not me on the rota today, it's you. No, it's you who's cooking today. No, it's you who's washing plates. And you know, while they are still arguing, she goes ahead and she washes. You know, she'll wake up in the morning, clean the house, cook breakfast, you know, and, you know, cook lunch, and she'll do all of these things while the other sisters are always fighting. No, it's your duty today. No, it's your duty. Them, they believe in duty. Ha, Chikapwalala, she cooks. Chikapwalala, she washes the plates. Whatever time she has, she does that. Now, that looks like she's being unwise and she's not clever. But guess what? One day she's asked, why do you keep washing clothes? Why do you keep ironing? Why do you keep cooking? And your friends are there and they're fighting over a rota. You don't mind, you're always doing it. You know the answer she gives? No one will help me to cook for my husband when I'm married. I'll be doing it all alone. No one will help me to wash my husband's clothes. I'll be doing it all alone, and I'll be doing it for the rest of my life when I'm married. So I'm starting now to prepare. And that is the wisdom that young ladies need to have. This whole thing of fighting, no, it's you on the rota, no, it's not me doing, it's you today, da da da, blah 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 blah. Laziness, because nobody's gonna cook for your husband, nobody's gonna clean your house for you, nobody's gonna do stuff for you. Yeah, you can get a maid, but to afford a maid, you have to be responsible, you know, and some of those things don't come until later when you have enough resources. So while you're looking for resources for a maid, you should be able to take care of your own home. Today, Clyde, we have ladies, I'm ashamed to say this, but we have ladies that are wanting to get married and yet they can't manage a home. It's wrong. It's wrong. And again, we're not saying there's something wrong with you. We are saying until you begin to get that in order, stay away from marriage. stay away from marriage. You know, and you know, because some of us, you know, we had good moms that took care of us very well, and I believe the role of a wife is to come and continue from where the mom left from. Okay, so the mom used to cook the vinkubala nicely or whatever your favorite dish is. You know, you want a continuation of that. It's not that you are a difficult guy. You've been raised a certain way, and you're hoping the person who comes will be like your second mom to be able to take care of you and continue from where your physical mother left from. So that's number two. Number three, responsibility also applies to women. As a lady, every lady must be responsible. And what do we mean by being responsible? You must be able to you know, not only be able to take care of yourself, but be able to carry your own weight as a woman. Everybody loves a woman who's responsible in behavior, you know, and responsible showing in terms of your character, you know, your morals, your integrity, just that quality of, you know, this is a responsible girl. She knows what, she's not a careless girl. She knows what she's doing with her life. She knows where she's going. She's serious about life. That sense of responsibility is very, very important. Also, accountability applies on this point. I want to challenge the men. Sometimes we like to go for girls that are not accountable, and the reason is simple. You know, there are those girls that are ready to go with you to your house every day. You know, she carries a bag, and in the bag there's an extra panty, there's extra clothes all the time, because she's ready just in case you say you're coming to sleep at my house. She's always ready, you know. But you want a girl who's accountable, a girl who will tell you, I have to be home by 17. You know, a girl who will tell you, you know, I can't see you in the night. A girl who will tell you, no, I told my auntie that I'll go to town, but if I come with you where you're saying I come with you, then I'll be lying to my aunt. You want that kind of a woman, because you know that if you have that kind of a girl, when you marry her, she'll be that truthful too. Now, this is what guys do. You get this girl, she's even a virgin. You take away her virginity, you teach her how to go to the lodge, and she becomes an expert. You also teach her how to lie to her mother, how to lie to her aunt. Guess what? All of that school you've taught her. When you marry her and things go wrong, if she goes to a lodge with a man, guess who taught her? Yourself. So that's the thing we must understand. So you want an accountable girl, a girl who has curfew, a girl who will want to keep boundaries around her, a girl who will tell you, no, I can't have sex until you marry me. Now, guys, what do we do with such a girl? You want to dump her. You want to call her boring because she refuses to show you her private parts before you marry her. Then you want to call her, you know, she's too, I don't know, you know, and yet we want to marry a virgin. I don't know how it works. I don't know how it works. But you want an accountable girl. You want an accountable girl. This is going to be touchy. This is number what? Number 5. Number 1 is understanding yourself. Number 2 is home management. Number 3 is responsibility. Number 4 is accountability. Number 5. This is number 5. This is going to be touchy. But Clyde, every man really would love a Miss Independent. Okay. Every man really, and I'm yet to meet a man who says, you know, I just want a woman who does not do anything to make money, where I just provide everything. Maybe there's some men like that, but I will tell you, ask Neil, you know, at least, you know, he will tell you, you know, she's her own boss, you know, she's got, when she tells you she's got it, she's got that, you know, a woman who's able to earn her, if you see Brazilian hair on her head, you know she worked for it. If you see her calling you with talk time, you know it's talk time that she bought with her own money. You know, if you see her being able to buy clothes, you know it's clothes that she bought herself. Young men who are not married, guys, it's good kusanka wakangono. I'm telling you, it will be nice kusanka wakangono. Okay, I know that's tough, ladies, and I hope I don't get stones thrown at me for saying that, because unfortunately, in this time and age, for a woman to believe a man is supposed to do everything, and you as a woman, you just sit back, basaka kupoka mamuna. all right, they'll just basaka kupoka mamuna, because any man wants a contributor, not a consumer. And you may be deceived because right now you're not married and you may thinking, oh, my boyfriend does not mind, he buys everything for me. Wait until you get married and things are tough. One day he will just come up and tell you, you don't do anything in this house. You know, he will point at everything and say, everything in this house I bought. Look at the sofa, it's me who bought, the fridge is me who bought, this it's me who bought. You, what have you done? And now you start to feel bad because you never knew that men could turn, and that's why they said, no, he changed for me. Now he became tough. He was telling me that I don't do anything in the house. Why? Because when he was filing you, of course he wanted you, so he would flash things and whatever. But a wise woman must understand this, must know this. Please get your money in order. Find yourself a job. You know, do some business. It doesn't have to be big money, but even if he's taking care of you, have some money that you have earned yourself. I really believe, you know, we are called as men to actually help our wives to be empowered, and that's a challenge I would give to men. Also, empower your woman. If you found her, she didn't finish grade 12, help her to finish grade 12. You know, if you find that she didn't finish her diploma, help her. If she doesn't have a job, for me, 2 of the jobs that my wife got, I even took her for interviews, helped her apply, took her for interviews, waited until she was interviewed, until she even got the jobs. I did that, and I'm proud to say that I empowered my woman. I think that's what men need to do. But don't wait for a man, ladies. Be that woman who will be able to self-empower, because every man wants a Miss Independent. Every man, you agree, isn't it?
I agree. Totally. 100%.
Yeah, there you have it. The other thing that women need to learn is, and now again, this is going to be a tough one, but true. Every woman must learn to be submissive. Now, submission does not mean you become somebody's doormat where they're able to trample on you and treat you carelessly and do you wrong and you're just watching. Submission means, the word submission, let's break it down. It means submission. So a man has a mission and you subject yourself under that mission. Now that's where some ladies get it wrong, because if you don't have a man who's going anywhere and you submit yourself to a man who's going nowhere, which means even you are going nowhere, you will just be fighting. But if you have a man who has a mission in life, they know where they are going, they know what they want to do with themselves, they have a vision for the future, and you decide, sweetheart, I am going to support your vision for the future. You have a vision, you want us to have children, you want us to have a family, we want us to raise a home, you want us to be able to buy this farm and this, I'm supporting that. So you get behind that man and you support him. He wants to buy a farm, you support him. He wants to buy a car, you support him. He wants to finish his doctorate, you support him. You know, that being able to support like that and be behind a man and push him forward, that is what we call submission. What we have in a lot of relationships is competition, where the woman feels, okay, oh, you think you're good, I'm also good. Where the woman feels, okay, if you have money, even me, I have money, you know, and it becomes a thing of comparisons and competition, and even me, I can do this, yeah, even you, and you know, somehow we've lost that. So if women could come now, again, you don't learn this kind of quality after marriage. You learn how to be a submissive person even before. How do you check that? You check that with the relationships that you have right now. Are you able to listen to your mother? Are you able to listen to your father? Are you able to be that daughter who a father can actually call a daughter, because you do what a daughter does? Because anybody who is a good daughter will become a good wife. I feel like I need to say that again. If you are a good daughter, you will be a good wife. If you are a bad daughter, you'll be a bad wife. And that's what it means. So, in a nutshell, that's manhood and that's womanhood. If we're able to get these two aspects right, in these aspects in the men and these aspects in the women correct, then we will have more women and fewer girls, and more men and fewer boys. And then those people now, when they meet, when a man meets a woman, then you have a proper relationship and a proper man. But when you have a boy meeting a girl, it's trouble. And the two must not even talk marriage or shacking or anything like that until there's womanhood and manhood. Yeah.
All right. Feel free 22684101 22684101 0211 226841 or 0978 895 895 0978 895 895 0211 226841. All right, so we'll go into.
Let me go to level 2. All right, so now you are a woman and now you are a man. What is next? The next part is being able to understand the opposite sex. A man should know how to. Here is a progression. First of all, you must know how to relate well with the opposite sex. When you are able to relate well with the opposite sex, that will make you a good boyfriend material. And when you're able to know how to relate well with the opposite sex, also eventually then you become a boyfriend to somebody, and if you're a good boyfriend, that will make you a good fiancé. And when you're a good fiancé, that will lead into a good marriage. What I see is sometimes men make the mistake of not understanding women. You can be all of these things we have said. You are responsible, you are accountable, and what. But if you lack understanding of how women are, then you still have problems. Women, Clyde, are not like us guys. We are very different. And also, guys, we are different from women. All right? It's important that you begin to cross over and understand to say, oh, a woman reasons this way. A woman thinks this way. This and this is important to a woman. So, for example, things like attention are important to a woman. The words you speak to a woman matter. All right, the way you behave around them matter. There's a way you secure a woman so that she feels safe with you. Men lack sometimes that education around, and what causes that is sometimes we have either we relate to the women as sex objects, or we stay away from women altogether, and that is wrong. That is wrong. One of the advantages I had is I had a mother who allowed me to have female friends. And that, Clyde, is very important. And I'm saying female friends. So when I looked at a girl, I never looked at her like a girlfriend. You know what I mean? I had an understanding to say, this is a girl and she's my friend. And I knew how to have a female who is a friend. I mean, proper, nothing funny, where you are proper friends. And those friends I had in my childhood really helped me to be very, very balanced, because I learned by interacting with them how to handle a woman, what women prefer, what women like, what women don't like. I literally learned, you know. So what am I saying? If you're a guy who looks at women they're just for having sex with, that is a problem. And believe it or not, Clyde, you find that there are men that he's 35 and that's how he looks at women. He doesn't know that women you can be friends with a female. You know, for him, it's if you're with a woman, it's sex. You know, and you just look, when you see a woman, for you, you're seeing hips, lips, and fingertips, and that's what a woman is for you. Until you're able to relate to the personhood of a female, and successfully so, and to understand the feminine nature of women, it is you'll be very impaired in your view of women. All right, so men need to know that. Coming to the women, okay, so you may be a woman, yes, but you need to understand the psychological makeup of a man. Men are wired a certain way, and we are not like women. I'll emphasize that again. So a woman should be able to know, this is a man. He thinks this way, he behaves this way, he talks this way. And you should be able to also be able to have friends who are males at a certain point when you're growing up, so that you understand how males operate. And I'm talking about clear, clean friendships, nothing sexual involved, where ni boy wako, you're a girl, but that's your guy, you know what I mean, is your friend, you know, and you have this close friendship and you're able to relate. It begins there. If you can build to that, then you prepare yourself to be proper husband material and proper wife material. That is second level. All right, so to get into the last level, I know we need to begin to conclude. Level 3 is where now we get now. Imagine, so I've talked about you are a proper man, you have grown up. You're a proper woman, you have grown up, and then you also understand the opposite sex very well, and you are relating well with the opposite sex. Then you come to the level where if you're in a relationship, the preparation for the actual marriage is very critical. There's 2 levels of preparation. Level 1 is where you do it on your own. This is how you do it. Probably if you know you want to get married as a girl when you're 24 and today you are 18 years old, you can take your years between 18 to 24 as years to prepare yourself for marriage. Now, how do you do that? It's very simple. Behave like a wife even before you become one. So, in your manners, behave like you're married. In your behavior, in how you relate with men, in how you just your responsibility and everything, behave like you are married. Start behaving that way. And I'm not talking about making it hard for guys to approach you. I'm not talking about that, because if you make yourself unapproachable now, then who will want you? But it's about being able to have those qualities that a wife would have, and you need to actually behave that way. Now, what do I mean? Your dressing, for example. I don't think marriage material girls will dress loosely and skimpily. A marriage material girl will not show her boobs to the public, because as a man, I mean, even up to now, I do not want my wife's boobs or my wife's legs to show anywhere. I've told her I'm the only man who must see, and no one else must. It's exclusive. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then she began to behave like that even before I married her. She was very chaste. Okay, she kept herself. So as a guy who's looking for a marriage material for a woman, we look for those things. You look for somebody who has manners, somebody who behaves like they are taken, somebody who has a very, very superior behavior, character, how she spends her time. You can't find her anywhere anyhow. Every guy is not her baby boo. There's some girls where anyone who calls her hello sweetheart, hello darling, anyone who calls you is a sweetheart. Any guy is a darling for you. And you're always asking for money from guys, you're always asking for lifts from guys, you're spending a lot of time with a lot of guys. And because how does that give me confidence that I can marry you if every guy is a darling to you? You know what I mean? So it's start behaving that way. Behave taken. All right, for the guys as well. If you are husband material, it should show by all these things I was talking about, the ability to take care of yourself. You must show. I mean, if somebody walked in your home, they should be able to walk in your house and think, is there a woman in here? Because you're very organized, there's a TV room and it's organized, your bedroom neatly done, everything about you is neatly done, then you know that this guy, I think he's ready, he's prepared, he's responsible enough. It's always funny, but if you want to know whether a guy is ready for marriage, let them bring up the marriage conversation with their parents and see how the parents will react. Sometimes uncles will be able to tell you, "Uyu, alitemkaza tafuna kwatira." They'll be able to refuse. Why are they refusing? Because they know you're still a boy in your thinking. You're not ready for those things. But if you go and you have a conversation about marriage and the mother says, in fact, I've been waiting for a long time. I think this guy should have been married even 2 years ago. You have those conversations where people are looking forward to you actually settling down. Then you know you're doing something right as a guy. Then you know you're really husband material. So that is what you do on your own. But the other stuff that you begin to engage in, and people normally don't do this, but I advise it strongly. There are different types of counseling. There's pre-relationship counseling that you need to get.
Okay.
Yes. So before you find a dude, or before you find a chick, find a counselor who will tell you how to find a proper woman. All right. That's before you have a girlfriend. All right, when you're looking for somebody to marry, it's very healthy to have pre-relationship counseling, and I offer that as as part of my services. I do offer pre-relationship counseling, and when you have that pre-relationship counseling, when now you are in a relationship, then you need to engage in what we call pre-engagement counseling. Because some people are in a relationship, they have a boyfriend, but they don't know what to do with that boyfriend. So they end up getting pregnant. Why? Because you never had anybody to talk to you about how to manage a relationship. So that is very, very important. Then when you have what do I call it again? Pre-engagement. Then when you are engaged, then you start having your premarital counseling. All right, so you see the levels of counseling. There are stages, and then your premarital counseling leads you now into your marriage. And normally the premarital counseling comes as you are preparing actively for the wedding. So 3 months to 6 months that happens, but before then, remember, it's pre-relationship counseling, it's pre-engagement counseling, and then it's premarital counseling. If you go through these three, your marriage material. I'll end like that.
All right. So, a quick summary before I let you go. I know you've talked.
Yeah.
And talked.
To summarize it, first of all, are you a man or are you a boy? Are you a woman or are you a girl? Then from there, do you understand the opposite sex very well? And then from there, are you doing enough to prepare yourself as an individual for marriage? And then from there, do you have people that are preparing you through counseling for marriage? Those stages are very important. I'm not saying if you go through all of these, you have a perfect marriage, but even if you have problems in your marriage, you stand a chance of surviving. A lot of marriages today are not surviving, or they're not going beyond a particular period of time, because all of these stages, imagine everything like I've talked about tonight, has been ignored. And you're just pregnant for someone, and then you move in and you decide no nichikwat pamene hapa. Ha! Hey. Yeah. I want to say thank you to those that tuned in via social media.
Yes.
Several people, Verosia, Lafe, Kwabo, and many, many, many others. Thank you for tuning in on my page. God richly, richly bless you. And we did have somebody who called in as well. God bless you, and I hope somebody has picked up something that will help them go on in these kind of matters.
All right. Any number that they can reach you on?
Yes. If you need any help in any way, you need somebody to talk to, these relationship matters, you always need somebody who can encourage you and help you. The number you get in touch with, I'll say it 3 times, please write it down, get a pen or something, write it down. The number is 0977515773. Save it as Dr. Walu, and you can get in touch with me later on. The number again, I'll say it 2 more times, write it down. It's 0977515773. Reach me, send me an SMS, send me a WhatsApp message on that line. It's 0977515773. Or you can reach me on Facebook. The page is Dr. Walu. Send me a message and let's get in touch that way. God richly bless you.
Dr. Walu, thank you so much for coming through again. It's always exciting. It's always amazing having you around.
My pleasure.
And wishing you, you're coming next week.
But Thursday, Kaidi.
Oh, Thursday.
Hey.
Oh, all right. So let me make this announcement. So Dr. Walu, with his wife, they'll be here. We'll be talking everything love. To be Valentine's Day on Valentine's Day.
Yes.
They'll be here at 21 hours, so you better tune in.
That's what's up.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Once again, Pastor Walu, Dr. Walu, thank you so much for coming through.
Pleasure, Clyde. Thank you so much
And
for having me.
please go well.
Thank you so much.
Here's something from FJ together with Owezi and Chef 187. It's called Manje Manje.